Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to part 4 of the Battlestar Galactica from the original TV series of Lawrence Green build. A lot of progress. I'm actually almost done. I didn't film a lot of this because it was pretty repetitive, but I will show you what I have completed so far. Sorry, I wasn't prepared a little better. So, as you can see, the parts are they've been base coated and glossed and weathered. So as far as the base coat goes, it is simply just a craft white paint, or white craft paint, I should say, with a couple drops of black to give it an off-white. So even though it does look gray, and that's because of the wash and the gloss. So it's just a couple drops of black, makes it an off-white. And then I used a Tamiya X22 clear to give it a gloss coat, which I've never used this stuff before particularly. I've always used Future Floor Wax, but I wanted to try this as I had a couple bottles of it. It doesn't really go far, to be honest, so I probably not gonna get it again. But I had it, I wanted to use it. It does get a really nice gloss finish though, I will give it that. Very good gloss. I took a couple of coats to get it really glossy, but it worked. And then I went in and went over it with a wash. Again, I used craft paint. This is a dark gray craft paint, very watered down. I put it in a mixing cup with a drop of dish soap, and the reason why I use the dish soap is because if you try to apply this to a glossy surface, it'll just beat up. So that the dish soap kind of prevents it from doing that, makes it kind of stick a little better. And then I just take a little bit of I got a lot of scrap microfiber cloths. I just wet them a little bit and I just go over the surface like so, wipe off the excess, and what's left behind is in the crevices. I think it came out really great doing it that way. So and I did all the parts except for I have not done this flight pod yet. This flight pod actually I had to put back in the paint booth and repaint. So that's going to cure up overnight, and then tomorrow I'll do the gloss coat and then the wash. This, by the way, is what the original base coat looks like. It looks white, but it's just an off-white. And yes, there is a considerable difference, but that's because once the wash goes on, it does darken a shade. So between gloss and wash, you're going to darken it. So that's all done there. As far as my wiring goes, I have a very basic wiring system. I've got wires coming out of both components here for the lighting. Out of the flight pods, I have wire coming out there, and they all meet in the central hub right in here. I've got all the wires linked in the middle and all coming out front, back, and the sides, and then a main lead going to the base. Very simple wiring harness, nothing major. I will be using fiber optics in this, and basically how I'm going to do that is very simple. I've done it before on a Star Destroyer build. Is I already have the holes drilled out for the lights. I'm going to take the thinnest fiber optic I have. I believe it's, I want to say maybe 0.5 or 0.25. It's the really thin stuff. Actually, I think it's 0.5 if I'm correct. Yeah, it is, because I use a 0.5 millimeter drill bit to do this, so they fit perfectly in 0.5. So it's a 0.5 mil fiber optic. I'm going to cut them down to about 1 inch long, and then just insert them into the holes with some canopy glue, and that's going to give a really nice light translation, like you see in the show. I got to put a few more greeblies on down here. I haven't done yet. As far as the base, I have finally come up with what I want to do for the base, and I've already done it. So I put my 3D printers to work. Well, first I did use the kit base. I went ahead and painted it by hand. I sprayed it with black, and then I hand painted the gold. There was a little bit of bleed with the gold in between the letters where you see the thin line going through. I was able to, once I got it painted, I gave it a gloss coat, and then I just threw in some of the Tamiya panel line enhancer, and then wiped it clean with some mineral spirits, and that cleaned up the lines and covered all the little mishaps and made it look really good, and then I gloss coated it, and that's the end result. I really like this to stand how it came out, and I want to use it. But my fear, especially living in California, you know, we get little shakers every now and then, is that this is the only thing holding up the entire model. This model is about, well, you can't see all my hands here, but it is long. And I just don't see this being very stable. I see it very wobbly and very easy to fall over. So I went ahead and I 3D printed on my FDM printer, just a basic box. It's got a slot for the switch. I'm using a rocker switch and a place for the wires to come out in right here. And then I just 3D printed on my resin printer. Well, I went on Tinkercad first, and I designed these, what I call sci-fi panels. All they are is different blocks, different heights, different shapes. I actually did make some vents on Tinkercad, and I made a top and I made 4 sides. Threw them on the resin printer, and I printed. Well, I did. Oh, well, I did forget. I also did do the center. I measured the distance, or the size of this piece right here, and I say it measured 6 millimeters. I went 6.25 millimeters. That gives the tolerance or the clearance, or the tolerance, so the piece fits in snugly, but it will fit. When you 3D print and you design stuff, you always want to account for the tolerance levels, and usually, and I found that 0.25 to 0.5 is sweet spots for tolerance. But that's for another video later on down the road. But anyway, I did that. I used my cookie cutter on the program, cut out a round piece here for that, and this will just fit in like so. I just have it put in there now, but that's how it's going to look. And that will be the base. This is much more stable. It's got some weight to it because it's resin, so it's got some weight. It's not gonna teeter-totter by any means. I wanted the base to kind of reflect the Galactica for science fiction style, so I did all the greeblies like this for that reason, and I'm going to paint the base. Well, I did paint the base color that I did the Galactica in. So this is going to be an exact match for the ship. I still have yet to gloss coat it and weather it, and then this will be glued on. I'll probably use some 5-minute epoxy to attach this. But this is how the base came out. The switch slides right into here, no problem. The base came out really good, really happy with it, and I'm really happy with how the kit base came out. Other than that, I kind of got inspired when I was doing the stand for the Galactica. I kind of got inspired. I needed to make a holder for my 5-minute epoxies, and I thought I printed this box that I made. Just simply slides in like so. I got a place for some stir sticks, like so here, and I got a place in the back for some half tongue depressors like that. Kind of like a little 5-minute epoxy station here. But I thought just a plain old box was kind of boring, and I got inspired by doing the Galactica base. And I thought, why don't I do the same thing with this? So I designed some more sci-fi paneling, and I came with this. This is my 5-minute epoxy resin holder. I did start painting it in the same color as the Galactica. I thought, no, this thing's a little bit different. So this will be done in darker colors with some metallic accents. But I just kind of wanted to show this off. I thought it came out really cool. It fits great. I love it, actually. I may put this on the store that I have stuff on already. Me and two other gentlemen have a 3D printing site where we post products that can be printed or printed and sent to people, or you can buy STL files. That's hobbyworks.com. I recommend checking that site out. There's a bunch of stuff on there between the three of us. We have automotive, we have sci-fi, and we have equipment. So I may put this up on that store. I don't know. I'm sure my friend that watches this video is going to look at that and go, wow, that looks cool, let's put it in the store. So anyway, that's about it. I smell dinner cooking right now, which means it's almost done, and I am hungry. So I'm going to cut this video off here now and then post it really quick. I just wanted to show everyone my progress, where I was at. I will be doing the decals on this ship while they're in sub-assemblies like this, like the part as you see now. I'm going to do the decals, then I'm going to seal it with another gloss coat. I may wear the decals a little bit with a bit of wash. I don't know. We'll see how they look when I put them on. And then when they're done and set, then I'll start hooking up the wires and I'll start putting these sections together. But I think it'll be much easier to do decaling when this thing's in sub-assembly versus when it's completely assembled. I'm hoping that the horror stories I've been hearing about this model's decals are not consistent across the board, because everyone I've watched that built this model said the model is great, the decal sucked. I'm hoping that's not the case with this one. I'm hoping they go on good. I don't expect perfection, but we'll see. Hoping for the best, I'm planning for the worst. You know the way it goes. Mobius has been really good with their stuff, but they do fall short of some things. Oh, one last thing before I go. I do want to show off I got something in the mail yesterday. Saturday, actually. Yes, yesterday. I've been eyeing this kit from Pegasus for a while. It's a 172 Area 51 UFO, the AE-341.15B by Pegasus. This is a cute little model kit. I bought it mainly for the diorama that I'm going to be building for this. It will be into a hangar. I'm going to 3D print some spotlights, which will be working spotlights. I'm going to do the floor in the like the flight pads configuration, where it's have the yellow markings and everything else. I'm going to try to 3D print some control boxes and some computers, and I'm going to make a little diorama of this whole thing. The kit itself is very simple. I mean, it's a 172 scale, but it's super simple. Pre-tinted, because this will be lit up. So pre-tinted glass. All I gotta do is put some white light in there. That's easy. It comes in 2 halves, and then the landing gear. That's the model. Very simple. And it was a little pricey. I mean, I think over $30 is what I paid for it. But I had my eyeball on it, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna pick it up. So to add to my stash. Not like I don't have 10,000 models already. So other than that, that's about it. I do believe I hear my wife calling me now for dinner. So I'm going to log off now. I want to say thank you for everyone that watched the video and stuck till the end. Thank you to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers. You guys are great. And I hope you guys are enjoying this build video. I'm enjoying the build. And until next time, you guys take care. Have a great work week, and I'll talk to you later.